Every single day, you're making choices that literally build your future. And a lot of the time, you don't even realize it. So today, we're not just going to talk about making decisions. We're going to unlock a powerful toolkit that'll help you build the future you actually want, one smart choice at a time. Let's dive in.
I mean, it really does come down to this, doesn't it? Every day you're standing at a crossroads, and the path you take, it isn't just about what happens next week or even tomorrow. It's about who you're becoming. The stakes are way higher than we think in the heat of the moment.
And that is the battle we're talking about today. On one side, you've got that impulsive choice, the one that feels good or easy right now. But on the other, you've got a smart, thought-out decision that basically acts like a shield, protecting the future you're working so hard for. Honestly, learning to tell the difference is a real superpower.
And here's the best part. Making smart choices isn't some kind of magic talent you're born with. Nope, it's a skill. It's something you can build. Today, we're going to stock your mental toolkit with some simple, powerful frameworks you can pull out anytime you find yourself at one of those crossroads.
First up, the absolute cornerstone of your new toolkit, the 3C model. Think of this as your go-to framework for thinking clearly when the pressure is on. It's so simple, super memorable, and, trust me, it's incredibly effective.
Okay, let's break it down. First C, choices. The big mistake people make is thinking there's only one path. Don't fall for it. Always ask yourself, what are all my options here? Try to come up with at least 3. The next C is consequences. For each of those choices, you've got to weigh the short term against the long term. What happens now versus what happens later. This is where you start to see the bigger picture. And the final C, courage. This is all about choosing the action that you know is right, the one that protects your future, even when it's the hardest thing to do.
If you remember one thing from our entire explainer today, make it this. Seriously, write it down, stick it on your wall, whatever you got to do. An impulsive choice is trapped in the now. A smart choice always thinks beyond the moment.
And here it is, side by side. Look at the impulsive choice. It's tempting, right? It offers that instant reward, that easy out. But it so often comes with a hidden price tag down the road. Now look at the smart choice. Yeah, it might feel tough or awkward in the moment, but it's an investment in your future self, your relationships, and your opportunities. It's the one that pays off big time.
Okay, theory's great, but let's make this real. Picture this. A friend DMs you a screenshot of a super private conversation. The message says, "Oh my God, you have to see this. Forward it." You get that little knot in your stomach. What do? Let's use our new tool.
Let's run this through the 3 C's. First, choices. Well, you could forward it. You could just ignore the message. Or you could actively refuse. Now, consequences. Forwarding it might feel juicy for a second, but it shatters trust and can seriously damage someone's reputation, maybe even your own. So the courage choice becomes crystal clear. Protect their privacy. A simple, "Hey, sorry, I can't share that," is a huge act of integrity. Another great tool here is the FAST method. First, find the real problem. It's about trust, right? Then ask for your options, just like we did. Select the best one, and then take action. It's just another great way to force that pause so you can think before you choose.
So, the 3 C's and the FAST method are amazing for handling problems as they pop up. But what if you could get ahead of the game? What if you could prepare for challenges before they even happen? Well, that's exactly what our next tool is for.
It's called if-then planning, and it's a brilliant little mind hack. You just identify a potential trigger, a situation, a feeling, a temptation, and then you decide on your response ahead of time. So why does this work so well? Because when that trigger finally hits, you don't have to waste energy deciding what to do. The decision is already made. You just execute the plan. It basically makes self-control almost automatic.
And this is where it gets super practical. Just look at these. If I feel that rush of anger, then I will use the 90-second calm reset. Boom. You've already decided not to fire off that angry text. Or how about if my friends start pressuring me, then I will use my refusal line in my exit plan. You've literally rehearsed how to say no. This isn't about being rigid. It's about being ready.
And the cool thing is, you can actually practice this stuff by running through realistic scenarios in your mind, or even with a friend, like how you'd handle peer pressure, or the temptation to cheat, or what to do when you see a nasty comment online. You're building mental muscle memory. You're training your brain to pause, think, and pick the smart path automatically.
Okay, so you've got the 3 C's for in-the-moment decisions and if-then planning for getting ahead of problems. Let's add one last tool to your kit. Think of this as a final gut check,
a quick little scan you can run right before you act.
First question on your final check. Will this hurt my future? Just take 1 second. Seriously, is this choice a stepping stone toward the person you want to be, or is it a stumbling block?
Next up, what's the impact on trust? Trust is everything. It takes forever to build and can be lost in a second. Is this action going to build up your relationships, or is it going to cost you someone's faith in you?
Now check in with your gut. A week from now, a year from now, when you look back on this moment, are you going to feel proud of what you did? Your future self is counting on you to make a choice they can respect.
And finally, the bottom line. These two are your absolute non-negotiables. Is it safe for me and for others? And is it legal? If the answer to either of those questions is no, then the decision is already made. It's a hard stop.
So let's just bring it all home. Being a good decision maker isn't some gift from the universe that you either have or you don't. It's a skill, a practical skill that you can build with tools like the 3 C's, if-then plans, and your consequence scanner. And you now have all the tools you need to start building it, starting today.
And that leads us to our last thought, which is really the most important one. This isn't just about learning some cool ideas. It's about doing. So I'm going to leave you with this question. This week, in what moment will you choose the harder, the braver, the smarter path? What's your courage choice going to be?